All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just Jay with Just Dimes CNT. As you guys know, we advocate for children first on this channel. We're going to talk about a story. As you guys know, that I'm a big person that speaks on not spanking children. I am totally against corporal punishment. This story is going to illustrate some reasons why I'm against it. We're going to show you some things that I think are pretty disturbing in this story, okay? So if you guys are not ready for that kind of content, if you guys are threatened by that kind of content, then all I ask for you to do is exit the video. You know why? Because there's no need to flaggy my videos. All I ask for you guys to do is exit the channel. For everybody else, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Now, a 9-year-old boy was beaten at school about 20 to 30 times with leather belts in a Chicago public school bathroom. You guys are not hearing me wrong. He was beaten about 20 to 30 times. A 9-year-old boy, which is the boy you see on the screen. And the only reason his pictures are out there is because his mother had him out doing interviews. Yes. So we can't blame the media this time, the fact that the victim's image was put out there. The mother decided to let him go and do multiple interviews, and we're going to have those interviews coming up here in just a moment. I think that's a bit egregious because of the fact that, you know, I understand that they have these laws in place to protect children, their faces and stuff like that, because you don't want a lot of this stuff out there. Now, when the parents put them out there, then what can you really say? As you guys can see, this is her attorney. That's the mother. And boy, are we going to talk about the mother today. You guys better strap in your seats because this is going to be a hell of a show today. Let me get these videos up over here. I think we are ready to go on that side. So here we go. Now, the boy's mother said in federal court, and she filed a lawsuit on Thursday. Her name is Asia Gaines. And let me see if I can find out how old she is. I don't have her age here. But her name is Asia Gaines. She's the mother of the 9-year-old boy. And she filed a suit in the U.S. District Court claiming that her son's homeroom teacher, who we're going to talk about here in a minute, that's one of the court documents right there, was her son's homeroom teacher at Tilton Elementary School and made arrangements with her friend, who's right here. This lady right here is going to be a very interesting person. We're going to talk about her in a moment. Made arrangements with her to discipline the boy using excessive force. Jason Gunn, you are 100% right. You are 100% right. Jason Gunn says the mother wants money. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a hell of a story. If you guys haven't already done so, for everybody sitting in the chat, I can't talk. For everybody in the chat, please hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live. Please let me know when you've hit the thumbs up if you're in the chat, okay? Now, the 4th grade boy's name is Joe Maury Champ. And his name is spelled J-O, and then like Maury, like the Maury Show. That boy right there. J-O-M-A-U-R-Y. Last name, Champ. Joe Maury Champ. I'm sorry, I don't like the name. I think it's a bit hood, but, you know, nonetheless, this is Chirac, so maybe that's normal. So 4th grader Jamari Champ suffered bruises all over his body, according to attorney Al Hofield Jr., and he said this in a news conference. Excuse me. Now, Jamari was punished either for something he did not do or for laughing with another boy the previous day, according to the lawsuit filed by Asia Gaines, who's his mom. Now, the teacher, whose name is Kristen Haynes, let's take a step back. Kristen Gaines is the one with the short hair, and she, boy, it's hard to believe that these are women. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but seriously, Kristen Haynes literally looks like somebody's brother. She don't look like somebody's female teacher. She looks like somebody's brother, right? Now, teacher Kristen Haynes and Juanita Tyler, who is the other old hag on the other side, dragged Jamari into a boy's bathroom. dragged him into a boys' bathroom. I want you guys to take a pen and hold it in that spot of the story. We're going to come back to that. Dragged him into a boys' bathroom on September the 20th at George W. Tilton Elementary School. Now, Haynes then walked back to her classroom, and Tyler, who was age 56, proceeded to beat the boy. This is according to the lawsuit. Now, classmates could hear Jamari's cries from down the hall. If you guys are familiar with those school halls, you know that while classes and sessions, there's not a lot of noises. Anything that you hear is going to echo throughout them halls. I'm pretty sure that was probably hella embarrassing for that boy. Now, Haynes was in the classroom. No one, including Miss Haynes, came to Jamari's aid. Now, Haynes was arrested on September the 24th and charged with battery and causing a child to be endangered, while Tyler was arrested 4 days later because obviously she up and left and charged with domestic battery causing bodily harm. And that's according to the Chicago police. Now, police and court records show the teacher, Kristen Haynes, who was her friend of Juanita Tyler's, they were both charged with misdemeanors. Now, Haynes remains on paid leave from CPS, which is Chicago Public Schools, while an internal investigation continues. Now, the lawsuit alleges Haynes has a history of corporal punishment that CPS and the Chicago Board of Education did not adequately address. Okay? Now, according to the lawsuit, when the boy arrived at school on September the 20th, Haynes and Tyler, who was not a school employee, physically grabbed him and dragged him down the hallway to the boys' bathroom. Guys, it is about to get really, really bad, so I'm just asking you guys that are in the chat, I'm looking at y'all in the chat. If y'all are not prepared for what I'm going to say, you might want to exit the channel now. I don't want you guys flagging my video if you're going to get upset, but it's about to get really, really bad. Okay? Now, I'm assuming if you're still here, you want to hear the rest of this story. Oh, man. Let's see. Where are we at? Now. Okay, here we go. They physically grabbed and dragged him down the hallway to the boys' bathroom. There, Haynes supplied Tyler with two belts that Haynes kept in her classroom and then left the boy alone with Tyler, who beat him multiple times with the belt, according to court and police records. Tyler also slapped the boy in the face with an open hand. Slapped him in the mouth. That one, let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back. This one right here was the one that beat him with the belt and then slapped him in the face with an open hand. Okay? Now, Haynes had previously threatened to pull out the belt to numerous other students, Hofield said, and the school's principal, whose name is Sylvia Yvette Hodge. So if you guys want to look her up and find out why she's not taking proper action in her school, her name is Sylvia Yvette Hodge, was also aware of the belt in Haynes' classroom closet. Okay? Now, it's an open secret, Hofield said. It's common knowledge when you talk to people at the school, she's been doing this for years. Hofield would not specify how much money the lawsuit seeks, but it said that it will be enough for Jamari to receive continued high-quality mental health care. Okay? We're going to talk about their mental health here in a moment also. Now, Jamari has since been diagnosed with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome, by multiple medical providers, he added, and was partially hospitalized 5 days a week for 2 months, requiring him to miss substantial school time. Now, Gaines said she was unaware of the incident until hours after it occurred and was outraged upon finding out. Again, Asia Gaines, who was the mom, who's standing there right behind him, that big, huge figure behind him with the tattoos on the chest and the tattoos on the wrist and the colorful eyeshadow and all of that, his mama, works as a chef, and she says she learned about her son's injuries after her sister picked him up from school that day and noticed the marks on his body. The boy's sister, who was in the same class, told her mom that her brother cries in the bathroom could be heard by the students in the classroom. Now, how embarrassing is that to that little boy? Now, she said Jamari can't sleep and he can't eat and has been bedwetting every night as he recovers from the trauma. I want you guys to think about that. The mom says this boy can't eat, he can't sleep, and she says he pees in the bed. The mom told the public that this boy pisses the bed from one ass whooping. Hashtag where's the father? We're going to get there. You guys think about that? Is the mother not causing some type of stress on this boy from telling the entire world that he pees the bed? This is the mother right here. Why would you say that? How embarrassing is that? You said what the school is? I will tell you the name of the school here again in just a moment. Let me see if I can get that school for you. This is Tilton Elementary School in Chicago. Tilton Elementary School. Okay? Now, she says, I point the finger at CPS because school is a safe haven for our kids. Keep in mind, this is in Chirac. Supposed to be a quote-unquote safe haven. That makes a lot of sense, right? Now, she continues on and she says, teachers are supposed to protect kids from hurt, harm, and danger, and she failed to do so. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. My mother's a teacher. I might not know what I'm talking about. Is that a teacher's job, is to protect the children from hurt, harm, and danger, and to teach these kids manners in class? Is that the teacher's job title now? I've never heard of that. But let's keep going. Every student deserves a safe learning environment, and the district will not tolerate actions that place students in the way of harm. After learning of deeply concerning allegations, the district removed the employee from her position and launched a full investigation. While the investigation remains ongoing, the district is working directly with the school to ensure support is available for the student and the family. Now, Tyler, one of the women, had a criminal history of battery, which the complaint also alleges that Haynes was aware of. Records obtained show that Tyler was a licensed foster parent. This one. That one right there. Criminal records show that she was licensed as a foster parent. The one that took the boy and dragged him down the hall and beat him and smacked him with an open hand is also a foster parent. What you guys think about that? As recently as 2016, but that 3 times a year, the Cook County Public Guardian's Office asked the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services to suspend the placement of children in her care. So this broad already had a shit ton of complaints and they still let her keep children. Because they wanted, I don't understand. I really don't. The public guardian's request stemmed from concerns about the welfare of 2 children that were in her possession, ages 15 months and 14 years old, who were in Tyler's custody but were subsequently removed, the records show. It's not clear if or when DCFS stopped placing foster children with Tyler, but an agency spokesman said Thursday that there were no wards currently in her care. Now, CPS said Haynes no longer teaches at the school as the investigation is going on. Every student deserves a safe learning environment, and the district will not tolerate actions that place students in harm's way. It's an awesome statement. After learning of deeply concerning allegations, the district removed her from the position. That's not a permanent thing as of right now until the rest of this case finishes up. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the most interesting portion of this show, which is the interviews. I'm telling you, you guys are going to love me for this. So let's go ahead and get this fair usage out the way, and let's get it in. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Thank you very much.
According to the family's attorney, the family wants to make sure this teacher never teaches again. They want monetary compensation for their son, and they want to make sure their son gets transferred to a different school. The family of 9-year-old Jamari Champ filed a civil rights complaint in federal court against the Chicago Board of Education, CPS teacher Kristen Haynes, and her 56-year-old friend Juanita Tyler. This incident happened back in September of last year. The complaint alleges that Haynes arranged for her childhood friend Tyler to come to George Tilton Elementary School and drag the young boy from class into the bathroom and beat him dozens of times. The attorney representing the family says both women were arrested and then Miss Haynes was administratively reassigned.
She just grabbed him, slapped him a couple of times, and then she and the teacher physically grabbed him and dragged him down the hallway into the boys' bathroom.
I think that's wrong. Should no teacher bring nobody in to whoop any kid.
Whoa. Guys, I have not seen this. Wow. How can people be so mad at Tommy Sotomayor when he points out things? Shout out to my brother Tommy, by the way. When my brother Tommy points out the sickness in our community. Why are you walking out the house with this on your head? What? I have not seen this particular video all the way through. Are you kidding me? Check this out.
I think that's wrong. Should no teacher bring nobody in to whoop any kid. They should be.
No way. Come on, sister. Come on. Ladies, what is up with this?
Into the boys' bathroom.
I think
if you're going to walk outside like this, just...
That's wrong. Should no teacher bring nobody in to whoop any kid. They should be fired.
The family's attorney says CPS nor the school let Jamari's parents know about the incident. The family says they learned about it from the young boy. The complaint also alleges the teacher, Miss Haynes, had a history of using or threatening to use corporal punishment on students. We asked CPS about the investigation. A spokesperson released a statement saying in part that every student deserves a safe learning environment, and the district added, quote, after learning of deeply concerning allegations, the district removed the employee from her position and launched a full investigation. And while the investigation remains ongoing, the district is working directly with the school to ensure that support is available.
Yes, who said that? Fred Antonio said this is setting us back. Yeah. Guys, if y'all think that's bad, it's about to get a lot worse. It's about to get about 5 to 10 times worse. Please hit the thumbs up if you are watching this show. If you want to see what I've got to show you guys. If you want to donate to the show, feel free to do so. The links are in the description box. Shout out to my guy, Jimmy D, who just donated. Guys, don't block or don't time out. What's being said? Don't block or don't time out. Y'all know who that is. That's, damn it, what's my guy's name? Nate Wynn. I think that's Nate. But yeah, don't block, don't time out anybody. That's somebody that's here all the time, okay?
For the student and family. The family's attorney also added that childhood friend of the teacher, Juanita Tyler, is also a distant...
Who is that? Lady L31786 said, there's nothing wrong with wearing a Jiffy Pop bag, but it's meant to be worn at home, not out in public. That's my point. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say.
Relative.
It's just like wearing pajamas out in public. That's not something we should be doing. It's just improper.
Of the young boy, his paternal great aunt, but the attorney added that the Jamari only met that great aunt once and did not know who she was when she arrived at the school that day.
Okay, so I will say this because Davon has also been in the chat for a while, and if Davon is saying something about it, I do want to kind of address it. So, Chris, when you come back here in a moment, let's talk about that, okay? Now, what I want to know when he comes back is I want to know what people think about, even the people that are watching the show right now, for everybody else that can still chat. Why should they allow for more people to institute corporal punishment? What's the point of it? How does corporal punishment, how does beating, spanking, physically punishing a child help make them a better person? Can somebody please explain that to me? And in the black community, this is something I can speak on. So this is not like this is something I'm speaking on that I don't know anything about. I grew up in the environment that everybody in the family was allowed to spank you if they wanted to. Your aunties, your cousins, your uncles, your pastors, your teachers, your neighbors. That's the type of environment that I grew up in. The belief was that anybody and everybody around you could whoop you as long as they're black. How many of you guys have ever experienced that? That's what we grew up in. And I'm telling you guys from personal experience, I did not turn around and do that to my daughter. I thought it was wrong. I didn't understand the point of it. And matter of fact, my daughter turns out to be a great individual, a great human being. Because I show her respect first. We need to start respecting children, and children will respect us. Believe me when I tell you. I used to be a counselor for children. I know what works and what don't work. Hitting children don't teach them nothing more than to turn around and institute that violence on somebody else. That's all it does, okay? Now, let's keep going. I'm going to show you guys this next video. Let me see. What else was said? What else was said? Let me see. All right. That might have been a troll. Are y'all sure that was a troll? Let me make sure. Let me make sure real quick. I don't mean to pause the show, but let me make sure. Yeah, I don't know if that was a real person or not. So that's fine. That's fine. Let's keep going. If that was the real Chastity. Oh, no. Let me see. Chastity, was that you? Chastity, you got to let us know if that was you or not. If it was you, then cool. If not, then let us know if that was you or not. Because even I couldn't tell if that was you. But let me know if that was you or not.
Rob, the alleged incident took place here at Tilton Elementary School. According to the boy's mother, the teacher kept two belts in the classroom known by their colors, referred to as Mr. Brown and Mr. Black. And those same belts were used to beat her son by someone the teacher brought in. Asia Gaines says her 9-year-old son, Jamori, was beaten with two belts by a stranger.
I want you guys to take a look at this. Let's screenshot this right now. I just added her as a moderator, so that way that particular account can't be blocked, so we'll know that's her. Look at this. Hashtag, where's the father? Number one. Number two, if her son is a victim, why is she putting her son in front of the press? Everybody catch this? Why is she putting her son in front of the entire press, in front of the entire world? Why? Number three, why does she need this silky, red, thick weave on top of her head to stand out? And she's got like eyeshadow that matches her t-shirt and fingernails that match her t-shirt and her clothes. And why does she have to have on the loudest outfit possible? What is the point of this? Guys, if y'all thought that was bad, it's about to get even worse. Mark my words, it's about to get worse.
Asia Gaines says her 9-year-old son, Jamori, was beaten with two belts by a stranger while at Tilton Elementary School on Chicago's West Side back in September. She says the belts.
For now, guys, do me a favor and just don't time out anybody for now. Because like I say, most of the people I see in here right now, we know most of everybody in here. So that way we don't time out people that be here all the time. Okay.
Belonged to her son's teacher, Kristen Haynes.
I'm very angry about what happened to my son.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear what she just said? Let's hear this. Let's hear this again.
She says the belts belonged to her son's teacher, Kristen Haynes.
Do y'all see that big tattoo on her chest? Guys, tell me Tommy is lying. She's got this wild weave on her head. And the reason I'm pointing this out, guys, is because it's something I haven't told y'all yet. Okay? She's claiming that she doesn't have money to send her kid to school. She's claiming to be broke. You're going to find that out here in a moment. That's why I'm pointing this out. The fact that she has on this weave, which costs money. She has on this weird eyeshadow bull crap. Well, I don't know what that is. I wish women would stop doing weird stuff. It's not going to make or break a dude wanting to talk to you. So why do y'all do that stupid stuff? It looks weird. But she's got on this matching outfit, this matching shirt, matching eyeshadow, matching lipstick, matching hair. But she claims to be broke. You're going to hear that come out here in a minute with the tattoos on the chest, tattoos on the hand, but she supposedly ain't got no money. Let's keep going.
I'm very angry about what happened to my son.
According to the lawsuit filed against CPS, Haynes got in contact with Juanita Tyler, a distant relative of Jamori's, to come up to the school and discipline him. The boy met Tyler once a few years ago, but to him, she was a stranger.
The day before the beating, Jamori had been laughing with another boy in Miss Haynes' classroom and got in trouble with her.
Attorney Al Hofield Jr. says the next morning, Haynes and Tyler took the boy to a bathroom, and then Haynes went back to her classroom.
The stranger hit Jamori with belts approximately 20 to 30 times in total.
When Jamori returned to class, the abuse wasn't over.
Miss Haynes then threatened Jamori, "You better be good because the lady is going to come back at 1 p.m.
The last thing that you want to do is, if your child is traumatized from being abused, is to subject him to the media, not only to the media, but media scrutiny. Why would you put that boy in front of all the public like that? What kind of parent would do that?
Physical injuries are now gone, but the mental scars remain.
He can't sleep, he can't eat.
CPS is not commenting on the lawsuit, but they released a statement saying in part, every student deserves a safe learning environment, and the district will not tolerate actions that place students in the way of harm. After learning of deeply concerning allegations, the district removed the employee.
Super T, I agree. I think that, but see, you also have to remember where this is at. This is in the murder capital of the United States of America in Chirac. So you're saying that you think the kid was bad? I'm almost guaranteeing you that the kid is bad. And guess there's a GoFundMe, Triz31 We're going to get to that.
From her position and launched a full investigation.
I point the finger at CPS because school is a safe haven for kids, and kids are supposed to be protected no matter what. The teachers are supposed to protect the kids from hurt, harm, or danger.
Really? Is that in the credo? Come on, guys. We got to have some teachers out there in the chat, or somebody that is taught, or somebody that is familiar with teachers. When has that ever been the credo of the teachers? You're supposed to protect them from hurt, harm, and danger. Or is that the parent's job? Oh, crap. Just Jay might get flaggy tonight based on what he said. Is it the teacher's responsibility to protect them from all hurt, harm, and danger, or the parents?
And she failed to do so.
Haynes and Tyler are both facing criminal charges. They're also named in the lawsuit.
Guys, let's keep going. I'm telling you, it's about to get worse. There's a much longer interview. I hope y'all are ready, man. If y'all are watching, 147 people, I need 147, 200, 300 likes. Please hit the like button. We only got about 5 people that have donated. No, I think 4 actually. Hit the thumbs up, please.
Investigation. A lawsuit filed after a 9-year-old says he was whipped with a belt by a stranger inside his Chicago public school.
CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini first exposed what happened to the child. Here's with Dave with what the family's doing now.
He says you whipped him until...
I don't give a what that mother body say.
Oh my God, guys, it's about to get worse. I almost forgot about this part. Guys, this is the woman that was accused of beating him. Listen to what she had to say when the people from the news media came to talk to her. Listen to her. Listen again.
Family's doing now.
He says you whipped him until...
I don't give a what that mother body say. say?
Juanita Tyler is accused of going inside George Tilton Elementary School in Chicago and beating this 9-year-old boy. The alleged attack last September was first detailed in our exclusive CBS 2 investigation last night.
And he's doing interviews.
She told me to pull down my pants, but I didn't, so she got mad and she started whacking me with the 2 belts.
I'm going to rewind that part. First of all, listen again.
Oh, what now, mother baddie say?
What? He says you whipped him until...
Give a what now, mother baddie say?
Whipped him until...
Give a what now, mother baddie say?
He says you whipped him until...
Give a what now, mother baddie say?
One. He says you whipped him until...
Give a what now, mother baddie say?
Oh, wow. Woo. Ooh-wee. I'm just wondering, are there any ladies out there that are going to check y'all sisters on this bull crap? Listen to this again.
Whipped him until...
Give a what now, mother baddie say?
Juanita Tyler is accused of going inside George Tilton Elementary School in Chicago and beating this 9-year-old boy.
And I want y'all to listen at what this boy says, because this is not actually in the lawsuit, okay? But the reason why I sent y'all an email and I say that potentially a sexual assault might have occurred is because of what he just said right here. Listen to this. Listen.
The alleged attack last September was first detailed in our exclusive CBS 2 investigation last night.
I want you guys to tell me in the chat, we got 153 people watching. Do you guys think that this should be classified as sexual assault? Listen to this. Listen to what he says.
She told me to pull down my pants, but I didn't, so she got mad and she started whacking me with the 2 belts.
Did y'all hear that? Now keep in mind, I come from an environment where spanking was normal. Listen to what he says again.
CBS 2 investigation last night.
She told me to pull down my pants, but I didn't, so she got mad and she started whacking me with the 2 belts.
Is that a sexual assault? I want you guys to, and I'm asking you guys a question because I want you guys to think about this. Let's be objective for a moment. If this were a male teacher and a male teacher asked his male friend that knew this kid to come up to the school because this little girl was being bad, and he dragged a little girl down the hall into the girl's bathroom and took a belt and demanded that a little girl pull down her pants, what would that man be charged with if that were the case? I hear a lot of silence going on. If a man dragged a little girl down the school hallway to a bathroom with belts and demanded that a little girl pull her pants down for any reason, what would happen to that man? What would he be charged with? So in my opinion, if we want equal rights, then we have to say in this situation that we have to look at this and say, this is probably what the woman was thinking. You can't say that men and women think 2 different things. When the statistics show that boys are sexually assaulted just as much as girls are, in some cases, more so. More so. And I actually have a statistic that I'm going to show you guys. Think about that. Listen to what he says. Is this a sexual assault? Yes or no?
She told me to pull down my pants, but I didn't, so she got mad and she started whacking me with the 2 belts.
Keep in mind, this little boy had no idea who this woman was, who came up to the school and dragged him into a bathroom. I want you guys to also think about this. She dragged him into a bathroom because of what he did the day before, not the same day. Did you guys catch that? Chassis, Carla, Super T, Ruby, DGEP, Dr. Erica M. Banks. Kitten paws. Miss Carmen. Imagine. You guys may have gotten spanked before, but imagine if you didn't get spanked the same day for what you did. Imagine if you got spanked the next day when you weren't even thinking about it. So imagine this boy had no idea while he was being dragged down the hallway to a bathroom and being told to pull your pants down by a woman that he does not know. Keep in mind, this was the teacher's friend. I think not only did an assault occur or child endangerment or whatever it is for beating the boy, but the fact that she asked him to pull his pants down and then he didn't. He said, no, I don't want to do that. And then you turn around and beat him up because of it? What?
Exclusive CBS 2 investigation last night.
She told me to pull down my pants, but I didn't, so she got mad and she started whacking me with the 2 belts.
Jamore Champ said he was dragged by Tyler and his teacher, Kristen Haynes, into a bathroom. Then Tyler repeatedly whipped him with 2 leather belts.
I point the finger at CPS because school is a safe haven for kids, and kids are supposed to be protected no matter what.
Champ's mother, Asia Gaines, with attorney Al Holfeld Jr., filed a federal lawsuit against Chicago Public Schools.
He is now severely traumatized.
They say the boy didn't even know Tyler, who was a distant and estranged relative. So to him, she was a stranger.
You guys hear that? He didn't even know who she was.
He is now severely traumatized.
They say the boy didn't even know Tyler, who was a distant and estranged relative.
A distant and an estranged relative. The only reason that they are probably connected is because of the community in Southside Chicago, in that area of Chicago. They never leave their cities. They're too broke to leave their cities. So what happens is people keep breeding and breeding and breeding, and eventually you're going to start interbreeding. Remember, Tommy's talked about this. We're also talking about how slow, how uneducated, and just in general, how unintelligent most of these people are. Hashtag it's not all, but y'all all know somebody that fits underneath that profile. Y'all know it's some slow people out there. And this is one of them.
So to him, she was a stranger who got into his school and beat him until his skin broke.
She was holding like the tip of where the belt buckle was, and that's when she started whacking me.
On what part of your body?
My legs and my back.
The child says that you and the teacher...
I don't care what no said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it.
Tyler denies...
Oh my God. Y'all hear this? Come on, guys. Y'all listen to this woman and tell me she's not slow. Listen to this.
My legs and my back.
The child says that you and the teacher...
I don't care what no said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it.
Tyler.
Now, y'all, I've watched people in my videos, when y'all watch this on the replay, in my comment section talking about, well, why do you talk about these people? Those people don't talk like that. It's just a Southern thing. No, it's not a Southern thing. It's a stupid thing. We all have to work to get better, to pronounce our words better, to speak proper English. When you grow up speaking that hood bull crap like I did, it affects you for the rest of your life. I've worked my behind off trying to make sure and try to read these scripts properly, try to make sure and speak properly so people can understand what I'm saying. You don't have to struggle to understand what I'm saying because of my dialect, because it is a Southern dialect that I have. You talk to me on the phone and it's going to come out. I promise you that. Most people that have met me in person know that. But you have to work and know that there's a time and place for everything to speak your traditional dialect. And when you're in front of the media and the rest of the world, we need to know how to be able to speak more properly. It's an IQ thing. Thank you, Davon. Listen again.
On what part of your body?
My legs and my back.
The child says that you and the teacher...
I don't care what no said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it.
Tyler denies hitting Champ, but has been criminally charged. She admits going to the school and in the bathroom, but only to talk to Champ about his behavior.
Wow. So she admitted to going to the school and taking him in the boys' bathroom. But guys, wait, it gets worse. Do you want to hear why? From her own mouth, why did she go into the boys' bathroom? Listen to this.
Turns out she and the teacher were childhood friends. Well, where did the welts come from?
I don't even know where the welts come from.
The boy's teacher, Kristen Haynes, seen here leaving court with her hat
It
pulled
might be a different video, but I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to show y'all.
over her face, was also charged with battery.
There are allegations that you allowed this child to be beat and supplied the belts.
Mrs. Christian
That was the teacher.
Haynes called the belt Mr. Brown and Mr. Black.
The belts are being held by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office as evidence.
And your school is supposed to be a place where you feel safe, right?
Yes.
But you say you don't feel safe at your school.
No.
But he feels safe walking the streets of Chicago with a white man? It's a bit weird. Let's go ahead and go to the next video, guys. This is just getting weird about a minute. Here's the one that you guys have to hear. So I want you guys to strap in. If you guys are watching the show, please hit the thumbs up. This next 5 minutes, you don't want to miss. Spank Buddha, if you thought she just self-incriminated herself, I'm not going to even pause the video. I just want you guys to listen. Kanika, Iguz is me, Dr. Eric M. Banks, listen to this. Here we go. Listen to this.
Here's CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini.
And you don't feel safe at that school right now?
No.
9-year-old Jamore Champ says it all started with a beating he got at the beginning of a school day at the Chicago Public School. It was in this hallway where his nightmare began.
So you didn't know why they were doing this?
The fourth grader says he was walking to his classroom at George Tilton Elementary School when his teacher, Kristen Haynes, and this woman, a stranger, Juanita Tyler, grabbed him. He says they both kept yelling at him and Tyler hit him.
Did she say why she was hitting you?
Mm-mm.
You just started getting hit.
Yes.
Tyler is accused of then getting the boy alone in the bathroom and beating him, whipping him with belts.
The child says that you and the teacher...
I don't care what no MF said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it.
I was screaming and crying.
Listen again.
Bathroom and beating him, whipping him with belts.
The child says that you and the teacher...
I don't care what no MF said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it. What no MF said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it.
Guys, y'all tell me she's not slow.
Says that you and the teacher...
I don't care what no MF said. All I know is I wasn't the one who done it.
I was screaming and crying, and I was saying that I wanted my mama.
He says his...
I want my mama. Man. And he's getting beat up by somebody he don't even know. Let me say thank you real quick to, let me see. For Toya. Toya, thank you very much for the donation. Sent that to the Cash App. Let me say thank you also. I think I know who this is. This is, Jay, I know exactly where this is. And yes, this lady has been in trouble on several occasions, even dealing with DCFS and foster care children. These parents know exactly who they're dealing with. So why continue to enroll your child into the school? And I thought the teachers as well for continuously allowing her to teach at their institution. That comes from, let me make sure. Hold on. Because it's like I know who it is, but let me make sure. Miss Parker. Miss Parker, are you still in the chat? I 100% agree with that. And thank you for sending it that way. If you guys want to send me like a message like that I need to read, a good way to do it is to click that link that says Super Chat at the bottom and just click that and send me a message through that. It'll pop right up on my screen.
Screams for help went unanswered and that his teacher, Mrs. Haynes, could have stopped it all, but she didn't. Instead, he says she helped drag him to the bathroom and then...
I'm just letting you know, Parker Lynn, you are 100% right. Those parents just don't give a crap. The school system doesn't give a crap. The administration doesn't give a crap. And that's exactly why those lives in Chicago don't matter, because nobody cares.
Left him alone with Tyler.
He says you beat him with 2 belts until his skin broke.
Yeah, okay.
So you didn't even know who she was?
No. She told me to pull down my pants, but I didn't, so she got mad and she started whacking me with the 2 belts. So she was holding like the tip of where the belt buckle was. And that's when she started whacking me.
On what part of your body?
My legs and my back.
His parents say he was whipped repeatedly and hit so hard, in addition to broken skin, he also had welts.
Were these leather?
Guys, I need to point this out real quick.
What part of your body?
My legs and my back.
Now, this is the mother and the father. The father's name is Joseph Champ on the right-hand side. Hashtag, where's the father? Here he is. And I don't know why they don't let him talk. But Asia Gaines is the mother on the left. Miss gotta have her eyeshadow and hair match every outfit that she has, but she claims she's broke, right? Now, Kitten Paws BB said the school rating is a 2 out of 10, which means it's a horrible school. Guys, you can look at just the outside of that school building. Look it up. It looks like it's a mess from the outside. That don't mean you can't have a good school on the inside. But the school rating apparently is a 2 out of 10. Let's keep going.
Parents say he was whipped repeatedly and hit so hard, in addition to broken skin, he also had welts.
Were these leather belts?
They was leather.
Hit the thumbs up, please, if you guys haven't already done so.
With a big, thick buckle at the end of it.
But the biggest betrayal came when they say they learned the teacher, Mrs. Haynes, allegedly gave Tyler the belts.
You were his teacher. He
Damn, she's like as big as he is. She looked like a dude.
trusted you.
With her hat pulled down over her face, we caught up with Haynes leaving court. She was arrested and charged with battery in Jamari's case.
There are allegations that you allowed this child to be beat and supplied the belts.
There were multiple breakdowns, multiple violations of law that led to the beating of this child.
Attorney Al Hofeld Jr. represents the family.
The most serious, the most critical injuries are not physical. They are psychological, emotional, and mental.
I started screaming and crying. And then that's when...
Suffering from PTSD after this, Jamari Champ spent much of last semester getting transported to a special program at Garfield Park Hospital. It's a story we've been covering for a decade. He joins these former CPS students. This child was allegedly thrown down.
He picked my body up and then he just slammed me on the desk.
This teen struck repeatedly with a wooden paddle.
The pain afterwards, it was...
And this boy also struck with belts.
I'll never forget what he did to me.
Plus hundreds of more documented CPS cases. Back in 2009, we obtained documents exposing 818 school beatings.
Lady 2550 is absolutely right. Because it was pretty close to that. When this woman comes up to that school and he don't know who she is, and she grabs him and drags him down a hallway into a boy's bathroom and tells him to pull down his pants. What else is this boy supposed to think is going on? Let's keep going.
Children being hit by a teacher, an aide, a coach, security guards, even a principal. In most of the cases, 568 of them, investigators determined the children were telling the truth. Students reported being hit with belts, broomsticks, even a so-called whipping machine was
Guys, I want y'all to pay attention to these numbers. Watch this come up on the screen.
Used on a kindergarten student. Of those 568 complaints that had been sustained, only 24 CPS staff were terminated. So we asked CPS for recent numbers, but despite our requests, they keep telling us they don't track them the same way anymore.
Right. Even though this is a big issue. Let's look at that again.
Were terminated. So we asked CPS.
Let's back it up just a hair.
A kindergarten student. Of those 568 complaints that had been sustained, only 24 CPS staff were terminated.
Y'all see that number? I wish they wouldn't erase it so fast. Look at that.
Complaints that had been sustained, only
568 complaints and only 24 terminations. What do y'all see is the problem with Chicago? 568 complaints and only 24 terminations, and you're still just like, screw it. My kid just better survive school, so I'm going to keep enrolling him in the damn school. You won't move. You won't leave Chicago for whatever reason. 818 allegations. 568 of them were sustained. So out of the confirmed sustained number of 568, only 24 were terminated. Think about that. And you notice they showed 3 boys in addition to this boy. That's 4 boys total. Thank you for whoever pointed that out. I can't see it right now on my screen. Spank Buddha said no girls were involved. Think about that. Only boy students.
24 CPS staff were terminated. So we asked CPS for recent numbers, but despite our requests, they keep telling us they don't track them the same way anymore.
And y'all wonder why these boys don't have any self-value. Remember, we've talked about this. No fathers in the home. High rate of violence in Chicago. The boys don't see any value in anybody else, which is why they shoot each other indiscriminately. Shoot in the crowds. They don't care. You guys don't. Are we putting this together yet? Y'all are coming to my channel all the time. Are we putting these stories together to figure out why the bull crap is going on in these communities?
It was 2 belts, a brown one and a black one.
Jamori's mom said weeks before the alleged beating, Haynes had shown her the belts hanging in a classroom closet during a parent-teacher meeting and said she kept them on hand in case a parent needed to come to school and use them on a child.
I want you guys to also think about this because Tommy talked about this also. Whenever there was an all-black police force, I can't remember where it was at, the violence went up, the complaints went up. You're looking at a city, this is all black people, mainly black women ran. The principal is a black woman. The teacher is a black woman. Her friend is a black woman. The boy's mom is a black hood mom. Nothing but violence and the worst kinds of violence. Think about that.
She say, I got something to show you. If you ever want to whoop him, here's the belts to whoop them. That's what she told me.
You didn't think she was serious?
No, I didn't think she was serious. I didn't.
It's like the system broke and it needs to be fixed.
Another problem?
That's the only thing that the father said during this whole damn thing.
How did Tyler get into the school in the first place? According to Tyler, she and the teacher were childhood friends. It also turns out, even though Jamari didn't know Tyler, she is a distant relative, estranged from the family for years, and according to the child's family, had no authority to be in the school. Not to mention, court records show she's had past arrests for battery 5 other times.
Y'all see that? This is how you know that this woman ain't shit. She has 5 past arrests for battery. She is a violent person. 5 previous arrests, all battery.
And according to the child's family, had no authority to be in the school. Not
Are y'all shocked?
to mention, court records show she's had past arrests for battery 5 other times. Only one of those led to a conviction in 2005 for domestic battery.
Only one of them led to a conviction, which was domestic battery, because she beat her husband up. She beat her husband up. The rest of them were thrown out. And you mean to tell me that if you don't rule with an iron fist that these people are supposed to learn, we're supposed to be lenient with the law, but we continue to keep letting women get away with stuff, but then we throw the hammer down on men and we create this indifference between each other, this dynamic that is not fair? But you're noticing now that the women are acting worse than they ever have because they are not being held accountable for anything.
Did the teacher tell you to come to the school?
Why is that your business?
Did she look like she was about to whoop him? Look at this again.
5 other times. Only one of those led to a conviction in 2005 for domestic battery.
Did the teacher tell you to come to the school?
Why is that your business?
Only one of those led to a conviction in 2005 for domestic battery.
Did the teacher tell you to come to the school?
Why is that your business?
In 2005 for domestic battery.
She's telling this to the man that's interviewing her.
Domestic battery.
Did the teacher tell you to come to the school?
Why is that your business? That's your business.
Tyler did admit to being in the school. Denies ever hitting Jamari Champ. She said she just went there to talk to him because she heard he was misbehaving while in Mrs. Haynes' class.
That's your business.
Juanita Tyler did admit to being in the school but denies domestic battery.
Did the teacher tell you to come to the school?
Why is that your business?
Juanita Tyler did admit to being in the school but denies ever hitting Jamari Champ. She said she just went there to talk to him because she heard he was misbehaving while in Mrs. Haynes' class.
I said, so best thing for you to do is go in there and act right, because Auntie gonna pay you $5 a week if you be good in school.
What? Do y'all hear her explanation? Let's listen to this again. And I'm going to point out to you guys how weird this is in her own words.
Best thing for you to do is go in there and act right, because Auntie gonna pay you $5 a week if you be good in school.
I'm going to point something out. I don't know if you guys have caught this.
It's go in there and act right, because Auntie gonna pay you $5 a week if you be good in school.
Does this not sound like the story that I just did recently, where the teacher was trying to bribe the student with $140? Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Where the teacher was having sex with the student? Do y'all remember that? Does this not sound familiar?
Only went into the bathroom because of a medical condition.
Oh, let me back it up. I went too far. Hold on.
Tyler did admit to being in the school but denies ever hitting Jamari Champ. She said she just went there to talk to him because she heard he was misbehaving while in Mrs. Haynes' class.
Think about this. She dragged him into a bathroom by force, told him to pull his pants off. Pull your pants down. He said no. And then she's claiming she said this.
I said, so best thing for you to do is go in there and act right, because Auntie gonna pay you $5 a week if you be good in school.
Before you told him to pull his pants down or after?
Because Auntie gonna pay you $5 a week if you be good in school.
Really? Seriously?
Behaving while in Mrs. Haynes' class.
I said, so best thing for you to do is go in there and act right, because Auntie gonna pay you $5 a week if you be good in school.
Okay.
He said, okay, Auntie, I'm gonna do what you say, do, Auntie.
You think he really said that when he just told everybody else that he don't know who this bride is? Why would he say, okay, Auntie? He don't know her.
Tyler, who's been charged with domestic battery for hitting Jamari, claims she only went into the bathroom because of a medical condition.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss.
Oh my God. Tell me y'all heard that. Tell me in the boys' restroom. Thank you, Kanika. Listen to this again. Oh my God.
Because of a medical condition.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss.
And
just forget decorum. Decorum means nothing to these people.
Because of a medical condition.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss.
And guys, she didn't see nothing wrong with what she said. Oh my God. Thank you, Mr. Breadman. Listen.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss.
Wow. And she's a foster parent. This is who y'all let raise the children? This violent ass, nasty ass woman?
Because of a medical condition.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss.
in the in the boys' bathroom with a boy in the bathroom while you're telling him to pull down his pants?
Because of a medical condition.
Thank you, Brielle.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss.
And then she showed us what she claims is a letter from a doctor stating she needs to urinate every 5 minutes.
You actually have a piece of paper that says you have a medical condition. So that's what you were doing in the bathroom.
Yeah, and talking to him right there at the same time.
She also denies all of her prior battery charges and says the only person she ever hit was her husband and got court supervision for it. She says she's firmly against corporal punishment and even has a job getting paid by the state to take care of children. That's right, fostering DCFS children.
You do not supposed to give corporal punishment to no kids at all.
Well, where did the welts come from?
I don't even know where the welts come from.
The family is upset that anyone would have ever let her in the school.
How could you let an unauthorized person into the school?
And for you to get let in through security, to walk from the office all the way up to the stairs and meet my son before he gets to school, that's like disturbing.
He says his son was struck with those belts over a dozen times and is still suffering emotionally every day.
Do you relive it in your mind?
Every time I close my eyes, I see them.
Jamori's mother says the school's principal was with her when the teacher showed off the belts in the classroom. A Chicago Public School spokesman said Haynes was removed from her teaching position while the entire incident is investigated. Citing legal reasons, a DCF spokesman said the agency could not answer our questions about Tyler working with foster children. These women are due in court later this month.
Guys, this is going to be the last video. If you guys want to donate to the show, go ahead and do that.
I was hurt.
I definitely appreciate
when
I definitely appreciate all you guys that are here. While y'all are here, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. We might even cross over 200 today. If everybody will unmask, hit that thumbs up, share the show, let other people know that we're live. We're going to wrap up here in just a moment, okay? So thank you guys so much.
I was hurt when I first found out that my son was abused at Tilton. And not only was I hurt, I didn't find out until 4 o'clock in the evening. And
I'm going to back that up. Let me hear what she said again.
When I first found out that my son was abused at Tilton.
Abused? Abused. I found out my son was abused. Abused. You was abused. Let me see. Abused. Is it abused? Google, can you help me out with this one? How do you say it?
Abused.
Abused. Let's say it like Google. Abused.
Abused.
Not abused.
Abused.
How do you say it, Google?
Abused.
And what does she say?
That my son was abused at Tilton. And abused at Tilton. When I first found out that my son was abused at Tilton. And not only was I hurt, I didn't find out until 4 o'clock in the evening, and it's happened at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, my son was beat 20 to 30 times with a belt. The belts are brown and black. She called them, Mrs. Christian Haynes called the belt Mr. Brown and Mr. Black. My son was repeatedly beaten with the belts, off and on.
My son was, what did she say? Let me hear her say that again. Listen to this.
Mr. Brown and Mr. Black. My son was repeatedly beaten with the belts.
Guys, I'm an 80s baby, but the 90s raised me. And I'm just saying, I'm not that much further different age than this mother. Listen at what she said. Beaten? What is a beaten? I'm sorry, let me not start singing. I don't want to get accused of I don't want to get accused of singing on the show. That's not my thing. I can't sing. Beat it. Beat it. Really?
The belt Mr. Brown and Mr. Black. My son was repeatedly beaten with the belts. And called the belt Mr. Brown and Mr. Black. My son was repeatedly beaten with the belt Brown and Mr. Black. My son was repeatedly beaten with the belts, off and on. She struck him.
Thank you. Why does the lawyer let her speak? No, man. No, I would not let her say a damn thing.
Brown and Mr. Black. My son was repeatedly beaten with the belts, off and on. She struck him like this, off and on. They was on his back and his thigh and his butt. His butt was really, really red, had a whip on it, and his back had a deep whip on it. He can't sleep, can't eat. He's bedwetting every night.
She's saying this while her son is there. She's calling him out on the national air saying he's a bedwetter. Do you guys think that he would not get teased, especially living in Chicago, for calling your son a bedwetter? Really?
He's bedwetting every night. Can't eat. He's bedwetting every night. Can't eat. He's bedwetting every night. And he tells me that he see the boogeyman.
Oh my God. I didn't even hear that part. Oh wow. Listen to this again. Listen to how she embarrasses her son. Listen, I want y'all to repeatedly listen to her talk about her son being beaten. Okay? Don't beat at your children. Don't abuse your children. Listen to this again.
He can't sleep, can't eat. He's bedwetting every night. And he tells me that he see the boogeyman whip on it. He can't sleep, can't eat. He's bedwetting every night. And he tells me that he see the boogeyman. That somebody gonna come and get him. So this has really, really...
Y'all heard that? Super T heard that. I thought I was tripping. I was like, what the hell is that? Guys, I heard it too. Listen to this again. Super T heard that. I'm going to turn it up if y'all can hear it. Listen again. I heard the laughing too. Listen again.
He can't sleep, can't eat. He's bedwetting every night. And he tells me that he see the boogeyman. That somebody gonna come and get him.
That does sound like somebody's laughing. I don't know how the hell I got that in the audio. That's, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I heard it too. Someone was laughing. They thought this was a damn... Somebody out there at that news station thought this shit was funny, and I thought it was too. Listen again, because the mother is making a fool out of her son.
He can't sleep, can't eat. He's bedwetting every night. And he tells me that he see the boogeyman. That somebody gonna come and get him.
Oh my God.
So this has really, really, really been traumatized for me. And it really, really hurts. It really hurts.
This has really been traumatized for me? Wow.
As a parent, what goes through my mind every day?
No, that's not me adding sound effects. I swear to God, I'm not. I will send y'all the link to the video. I did not add that sound effect at all.
You couldn't imagine. But I have to send my kids to school because I don't want DCFS involved in my life. So I have to send them to school. So I'm working on getting them into another school. But as my attorney said, I need transportation, getting them back and forth to school.
Do y'all hear that? Let's listen again.
I have to send them to school. So
y'all hear that? What the hell is that?
DCFS involved in my life. So I have to send them to school. So I'm working on getting them into another school. But as my attorney said, I need transportation, getting them back and forth to school.
She needs transportation to get her son to and from school. I have a question. You guys, y'all mind if I ask a question before we wrap this really, really long show up? I have a question. If she works as a chef, don't know where she works as a chef at, how was she getting to work before this? How was she getting to work before this? And she didn't have a car? Between the father and the mother, they don't have a car. But she supposedly works a job. while having a child. Hashtag babies for benefits. We're about to get out of here, guys. Thank you, guys.
School. So I'm working on getting them into another school. As my attorney said, I need transportation, getting them back and forth to school.
That makes no sense.
I point the finger at CPS because school is a safe haven.
No, you're not going to point the finger at yourself for putting your kid in a shitty school. If it's ranked number 2 out of 10, out of a possible 10, you got a score of 2, and this has been going on for years, then how are you not blaming the mother and sitting this blame squarely on the mother's shoulders and saying, why are you sending your kids to crappy schools? It's your fault. Homeschool them then. Y'all know that these schools suck. Y'all know that these schools are dangerous. As a matter of fact, Chicago is so dangerous, you probably shouldn't be coming outside with your kids at all. The only thing that should be happening is your kids should be homeschooled at home, and you ought to go out and go get all the groceries and all that stuff, bring it all to the house. He ought to be a sheltered kid because it's so dangerous there, and apparently the schools are dangerous. The teachers are dangerous. The relatives of hers are apparently extremely dangerous that have 5 assaults on her record, but she was only convicted of 1, and that was because she beat up her husband.
And getting them back and forth to school. I point the finger at CPS because school is a safe haven for kids, and kids are supposed to be protected no matter what. The teachers are supposed to protect the kids from hurt, harm, or danger.
No, that's the parents' responsibility.
And she failed to do so.
Actually. I don't know what the hell that is in the background. That's funny as shit, though. But look, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up like this, man. These videos have been amazing. They've been awesome. They've been very telling. But let me tell you guys one more thing. Let's take a look. Da, 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 da. Boom. The GoFundMe. I'm going to tell you guys what's so telling about this particular GoFundMe. Let's show you guys this. This GoFundMe has been up for 5 days. Only 3 people. Now, it might have changed since I put this up. Only 3 people, as of when I pulled this video up earlier, or this particular information up earlier, only 3 people had donated when they were asking for $5,000. Now, why were they asking for $5,000? They said, oh, Lord. Okay. Jamari Champ, a 9-year-old boy, was dragged from his Chicago public schools classroom and beaten with belts in the bathroom by his 4th grade teacher's friend this school year. Jamari continues to attend Tilton School because CPS refuses to pay for transportation to a new school, and his parents can't afford to pay out of pocket for the transportation costs themselves. Not pay for the food at the school for lunch and breakfast, not pay for the tuition at the school. The mother and father, let me get their names up again, Joseph Champ and Asia Gaines, cannot afford to drive him to the fucking school. They can't afford to drive him to the school between 2 grown human beings that they're asking for a $5,000 GoFundMe. Let's keep going. This fundraiser is to raise money. It's not a fundraiser. Well, I guess it's a fundraiser, a form of fundraiser. To help the parents raise money to transport him to another school for the rest of the school year. My heart breaks thinking of the horror he went through and the trauma he now lives with. Please help. And they post a link to the news stations. So whoever wrote it, I think they did a good job writing it, but apparently the people don't give a crap. Maybe they're getting tired. Maybe these good old white people are getting tired of funding black people problems. And you know what? I don't blame them. That's a stupid problem, and that's a very stupid thing to ask for $5,000. Be realistic. Be realistic. It wouldn't cost you $5,000 to get this little boy to and from school? How are y'all getting to and from work? We got to start asking these questions. I'm sorry, but personally, until they're able to answer those kind of questions, I wouldn't be too willing to be donating any $5,000 to a GoFundMe. Just saying. At the end of the day, the moral of the story is the parents absolutely have to do better. They have to do better. The parents have failed this boy. Number one, the mother has failed by being the head of the household. The father, I don't know what the hell he's doing. You don't see him at the interviews. You don't see him at the press conference. You don't see him in the forefront. You see the mother at the forefront, which I think is weird. So I say that's a failure on the father. Maybe he can correct me if I'm wrong. So if he wants to reach out, excuse me, then Joseph Champ, then you reach out to me. We can talk about this and you can maybe let me know what I'm missing in this story. That's number one. Number two, I believe the boy saying he was traumatized. A lot of times I think that the kids, maybe they're just bad kids. This boy, I couldn't imagine if somebody dragged me by my collar that I didn't know into a boy's bathroom and tell me to pull my pants down. I'd be traumatized at 9 years old. Y'all heard stories about these nasty people going out and raping little boys? If somebody come and grabs you and drags you out of your classroom down the hall while you kicking and screaming and tells you to pull your pants down, what would you think? If that were your daughter, what would you say? What would you do? If any person, male or female, did that to your child, what would you do? That's my question to you. I definitely think that suing the school, what difference is it going to make? You're going to squeeze blood from a turnip? You're going to get what? $5 million award? Where are they going to get the money from? The school ain't even got enough money to probably keep the grass cut, let alone build any brand new doors. Like anything, you can tell that school is broke. So what is you winning money going to help? You're not going to move from Chicago. You're not going to build the schools up. You're not going to start a college fund. What are you going to do with the money? The mom is probably going to end up buying her a new hair weave, a new car, some new rims, putting some beats in the car. Next thing you know, we're going to look up 2 years later and all that money is going to be squandered. The school loses, she loses, the community loses, and worst of all, the boy loses. That's my 2 cents. As you guys can see from my t-shirt, this is your boy DJ Just Jay. I'm signing off. I want to say